Hello, all my besties, and welcome to another one of my videos. In today's video, I am going to share with you guys my top 3 tips on getting started on Amazon KDP. So I started my journey on Amazon KDP about 4 months ago. The first month went more into doing some research, and the second month I went ahead and pulled the trigger and created my first coloring book. Okay, now it did take me about 30 days to do my very first book. Now I can produce a book in pretty much within a week. But I knew if it was a journey for me, it's probably going to be a journey for you, especially if you're just now getting into this type of passive income space. So let me not babble a lot and get right to it. And let me start off with tip number 1. Okay, tip number 1 is you're going to need to know how you're going to create this book. You might just have an idea, and your idea right now is for you to get on Amazon KDP so that you can get the idea out of your head, whether it's through a coloring book or a book. Okay, but you're going to need to know how you're going to be able to create this particular book. Okay. It's a couple of ways that you can get your book done. You can hire an illustrator. You can hire somebody to do your cover. Or you can become what they call a self-publisher. That's what I am. I'm a self-publisher. I make my books using AI and Canva and my ideas and and the things that I have learned on how to use these tools. Okay, so if you're trying to become a self-publisher using in the AI space, AI is still fairly new, but it's a good way, if you can learn it, to create books for Amazon KDP. Okay, you can turn an idea that you have in your mind into a book. So let's refer back to my first book, which is yeah, I have receipts because I have so far published 11 books, different types of books, including 2 ebooks. Okay. This was my first book. This book no longer looks like this. But this is the original copy, my very first copy. As you can see, the name was cut off. I had to fix that. Some of the faces in the background kind of distilled. I had to fix that, and I had my book printed with front and back. And I learned that that ain't the right way to do. But it was all a learning process. I knew that I needed to. I wanted to be self-published. I wanted to make my books from the beginning to the end. So that's what you're going to have to ask yourself. If you're going to come up with an idea and outsource your idea to somebody else and have them to create the book for you, it's places that you can, it's people that does that as a business. Or if you want to be a self-publisher, you need to know how to use ChatGPT or some type of AI like Midjourney or even Ideogram. But Canva is going to be the main key, because Canva is where you're going to set up your book, edit your book, put your title, the whole 9 yards. So if you have not learned Canva, I do have a crash course ebook. I'm gonna leave the link in the description that'll help you get started on Canva from start to finish, as well as show you all the features, including videos on how to use Canva. So you might want to grab that ebook. And also, if you're looking for a community, which is very important and very supportive, if you're just now getting into the KDP space, is to find you some type of community. I have a community called Side Hustle Entrepreneurs. I will leave that link in the description also. It's for a one-time membership of $49.99 for the whole year. We meet twice a week. We look at each other's books before it's published. We, say, hey, this missing, that's not right, that don't sound right, your margin off. We do things like that. I do videos showing you how to create books, how to use ChatGPT, how to use Canva to edit out your book. It's a lot of information within that group that you can get if you are looking for a like-minded community that's doing the exact same thing as you. So tip number 1, you got to figure out how you're going to make that book. And number 2, find you a community that so you won't be alone in this journey. Okay, because it is a journey. Okay. One of the things that I learned with my first book, I don't know if you guys can see it, but that book, as you can see, the Creator in Me book that cover has changed. Over the months, I've learned new stuff. I shared it with my community so that, just to make the book better. And your title, The Creator in Me, coloring book, 50 pages of coloring adventures for future entrepreneur, crafting creativity into success. I learned very own that your subtitle and your title is going to be is the second most important thing, because your cover is number one. Because when people are shopping on Amazon KDP, you got about 30 to 40 seconds to capture their eye. Okay, so you have to have a cover that looks decent. Okay, and then once you grab their attention with that cover, the next thing is the subtitle. Don't worry about if your book is not try to get whatever level you're at with creating your books. That's what you published at that time. You can always go back and change that cover. Like I said, this was my original cover, and now I don't know if I can make it bigger, but this is my cover now. Okay, now you cannot never change your title or your subtitle. Once that's there, it's there. But the beauty of Amazon KDP, you can go back in and change that description. You can go back in and change the interior if you see mistakes or anything, or you found a way to make your interior better. You can go and change your cover if you want a better looking cover as you grow with learning. You can change your subtitles. You can pretty much change anything once it's been published except the title and the subtitle. So, you got to know how you're going to make that book and publish that book. Okay. So that's my tip number one. Start brainstorming on how you're going to make it. Find your community that you can be a part of, that you can get the help that you need, as well as brainstorm with other people. Okay. Tip number 2, you don't need a niche right out the gate. Okay, we always know on social media, they always say you got to have a niche, you got to have a niche, you got to have a niche. I had one idea, and that was to create a coloring book showing kids doing different crafting. Okay, then what? Once that book was created, then what? Well, I found out right at the beginning that coloring books is not that easy to do. Okay, I have gotten better, but that is not my niche at this point. I mean, after I did The Creator in Me, I also, believe it or not, the book that's selling the most for me is Little Dinosaurs. This is the 3rd or the 4th book that I did where I have gotten my pictures a whole lot better. Okay, so you can see in this book, my illustrations have gotten a whole lot better. My cover looks nice. I'm starting to learn the Amazon KDP space. Okay, I'm starting to get the whole self-publishing thing down pat. Okay, but it was all a learning process. I didn't have a niche at the time. I was still staying with the coloring book thing, but I have tried other books. I have also did low content book, which is journals. I did a couple of those, but I believe I found my niche 4-5 months into the process. I just found my niche. My niche is, I did this book called Crowned in Confidence, and it's selling not on Amazon KDP, but places like TikTok, when I go to craft shows, because I order author's copies. I sell them on my website. So you're not just selling at the beginning. If you're not making thousands of dollars on Amazon KDP, which is you probably not right out the gate, there's other ways that you can sell your book by just purchasing the author's copies. Okay, so I have been making money off my books, but I've been making them in other places other than KDP. And the good thing about purchasing your own author's copies is that you do not have to share that profit with Amazon. Okay, so you don't need a niche. Tip number 2, you don't need a niche right out the gate. If you have ideas in your head to create a certain type of book, create it. I even recommend create different types of books at the beginning until you find the niche that you love to do the most. And me bringing awareness to different topics, like I did this one right here, Crowned in Confidence, which teaches little brown girls self-confidence. It talks about y'all listen, it talks about, I really love this book. It talks about, like this one, hug yourself in love. It's an affirmation book about bringing awareness. I did an ABC book teaching kids ABCs, as well as bringing fun facts about animals. I did a book teaching kids about kindness, the beauty of being kind to others. Okay, so I found my niche 3-4 months into it. So you don't have to know your niche right off the bat. If you have an idea on creating a book, create it. Okay. And tip number 3, y'all, this is the big one. Tip number 3, you have to be in it for the long haul. Some people wake up just like with TikTok. Some people wake up and they go viral overnight. It doesn't happen for everyone. So if you come into this space mentally knowing that you're in it for the long haul, you're going to have a better success out of Amazon KDP. Okay, because like I said in tip number 2, you don't have to just publish your books and sell them on Amazon KDP. There's other ways that you can actually sell your book and make money. Okay. But, be prepared to be in it for the long haul and don't give up. Like I said earlier, if you're looking for a community that's doing the exact same thing that you're doing, I have helped around 27 people get published on Amazon KDP and go ahead and start on their second book. We're doing different types of book. I post videos on how to create different types of book in that community. Make sure you hit the link in the description and become a part of the community. Or just grab that Canva ebook if you're not sure on how to use Canva. Canva is the key to building those books. If you want to be a self-publisher on Amazon KDP, you got to learn how to use Canva. I hope these 3 tips help you guys out if you're starting out on your journey with Amazon KDP. These tips really I still use these same 3 tips throughout my process. And like I said, I have grown since I started on Amazon KDP. And I hope to see you guys also grow in this space. I definitely will see you guys on the next video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. And I will see you guys on the Wednesday and Saturday Zoom classes, because I know you're going to become a part of the community. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video.